right, everyone, welcome to the Downtown Development Authority meeting for May 8th, 2025. I'm going to call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call. Let's start down here, and then I'll fill in for the people who are missing here. I'll read them off when we're done. So, Al, if you want to start, go ahead down the line here. Present.
Brian Foster, Fifth Third Bank.
Lucas Diver, Hyatt Insurance.
Bill Brazell, present.
Jason Jindo, present.
All right, and then we are missing, as of right now, Ryan Retzlaff, Gabe Coleman, and then we are also missing Joyce Blanton. And then we have Mark with us from Mannequin Smith, and then guest names, Gail, we know you, and then what?
Deputy Supervisor.
Got it. Oh, you know, okay, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Perfect. All right. Approval of the agenda. I made it a couple days ago. Don't think we need to make any changes. I'll make the motion to approve today's agenda. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So moved. Approval of the minutes for the April 10th, 2025 meeting. I checked those over. I didn't see anything wrong, any mishaps, anything like that. Did anybody else see anything? Good, good, good. All right. I'll make the motion to approve the April 10th, 2025 meeting agenda for the minutes. I get a second? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. All right. Invoices. On to the invoices. Our first one we're looking at is Progressive Sweeping invoice number ending in 3286, and it is for the dollar amount of $353.50. This is our typical Progressive Sweeping road sweep. Looks like it's been the same now for the last X amount of months, a long time. They stopped doing the fuel recovery, which is nice. So I'll make the motion to approve the Progressive Sweeping invoice ending in 3286 for the $353.50. Second. All right, voice approval. Al?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lucas, yes. Phil?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Next one we got here, it looks like it is the last month's video fee for George here. Looks like the invoice ends in 2025 for the dollar amount of $135. And this is just for us to be able to put these online, these meetings online. So I'll make the motion to approve the $135 over to George. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Who did it?
I did it.
You did it? All right.
I'm sorry.
Let's go voice approval. Al?
Yes.
Yes. Me, yes. Phil?
Aye.
Yes.
So moved. And last but not least, Consumers Energy here. $102.07 to consumers, and the invoice ends in 3385. I'll make the motion to approve the 102.07 for Consumers Energy. This is our typical, looks like I think this one's the park. This one's the park. All right, I'll make the motion to approve the $102.07 for the 3385.
Second.
All right, voice approval. Al?
Yes. Yes.
Aye, yes.
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Awesome. All righty, y'all. Let's move on to the old business here. Letter A, update on the traffic light agreement. Al, I know we spoke on Monday, I believe, about it, so I'll let you kind of take over. And
On Tuesday, we were supposed to have something last Friday, supposed to have something this week. I talked to Dave Leach, he hasn't received anything yet, so.
Oh, my God.
I understand.
Hopefully, I'll touch base with him again tomorrow. Microphone out. Gotcha. So, we'll just have to go ahead and I'll give him a call on Friday, tomorrow, and
see where we're at.
Repeat what you said. Sorry, they didn't catch it on the thing. The Dave Leach at the road commission doesn't.
Yeah, I
have
spoke to
anything?
Dave Leach. He doesn't have the agreement yet, and Phil doesn't have it yet. So
All right. When
Sorry, who's Dave Leach again? That's their attorney?
Dave Leach is head of the road commission.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So what's the holdup?
he'll be signing off on it. He's waiting to get the agreement in front of him.
Attorneys on both sides have agreed on terms?
no, not necessarily. It's
Yeah, they're like 99.5.
yeah.
There basically.
The .5 that they're stuck on.
Yeah,
It's just getting that
Right.
over to them.
You need
basically.
the road commission to give you final approval?
Right.
Is that their legal department or?
They're legal and the road commission to do it.
Okay.
So that's, the 5% is waiting for them as well when Phil gives it to them.
Yeah, it's really not even a. I don't want to say a like a disagreement in the.
Yeah, it's not
verbiage.
really, like yeah, the language is.
Yeah, it's not the language. It's more of just getting it over there.
And then
That's
everybody
the
in
problem.
agree, that will
That's our
agree to
problem.
it.
Yep. So
Where is it? Like,
Pardon?
where is it? I'm trying to, for minutes, where?
it's in.
It's in,
Phil has it.
Phil has it.
Right.
Phil going to twist his arm or what?
Yep, Phil has it. So, do we do this? Do we tell Phil we need it within the next week, or we're going to have to look elsewhere, for lack of a better term? Is that
You're talking about the city attorney?
yeah.
I mean, we just let them know it's urgent, because, I mean, they're
I mean, we-
99% of the way through it. I don't think we'd be better off
Right.
handing it over to anybody else. You know, but just the urgency of the matter that we need to get it done is already taking way too long.
Yeah, that's
We're missing out on bid time. I mean, we're already in projects for next year. If you start taking a look at some of this stuff by the
Been
time.
going back and forth for at least 6 months just on this contract.
anyway, right.
So, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, they either need to make a decision, or if they're stuck on something, let us know what they're stuck on so that we can figure it out, basically.
And wasn't it only 2 paragraphs or something that they were playing with at the end?
Yeah, that was supposed to have been worked out with our bond attorney and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
In terms about having a fund for future maintenance and all that. That was some of the language that was being constructed. But we have to keep in mind, not only is it going to the road commission, it's got to come back to the board of trustees of Bedford.
Right.
And they have to review it.
Right. Which we have to present to them at
Right,
some point
exactly.
in time, right? So that's another.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think, Al? Just wait it out still? I mean,
Yeah, I'm with Jason. We're this far into it.
keep doing it until we get it.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm in constant contact with them.
Yeah. Right.
think we-
That's why I kind of say you, Al, just because you
Right.
see him the most.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
why.
Can we apply pressure to make sure that it's done by next meeting? Like, who can apply that pressure? You, Al?
I can give them a call.
Okay.
Like we need it by next meeting at the latest, if not prior. You know, if not within a couple days, it would be nice if we could.
I mean, we thought we'd have it by this meeting, so.
Right.
Right. All right. Yeah. We'll just, as you know, continue to wait for that. Once that goes, that's just our final steps to get to that point. So we're just still waiting on the agreement. All right. On to letter B here. Mannequin Smith, Mark, I'll let you take the stand. And if you want to throw in a little bit of letter A too, if you have anything, or go ahead.
Certainly, Mr. Chair. I don't have a lot of comments, but after the last meeting, I did reach out to the Road Commission and asked what their process that they wanted to handle the bidding was going to look like. Their intent is they are going to package the project and issue it as their project for bid, instead of the DDA itself issuing it for bid. This is similar to what we do for special assessment districts in subdivision communities down in Bedford, to where the Road Commission, as the owner of the system, they are the one putting out the contract. So since that time, we had gotten a handful of comments back from the plans. Since the last submittal had been made middle of last year, those revisions have been completed. Those plans are ready to go back to the Road Commission as soon as I get back to the office. And at that point, we just continue working to have it all packaged and get it out for bid.
Perfect. Perfect. So we just gotta, when, did we start the process of, last meeting we talked about like putting bids out prior to the agreement?
That was our hope, but the road commission won't put it out for bid until they have everything packaged.
Okay, that's what you mean by that. I see. Yeah.
Instead of us packaging it, putting out for bid, we've begun that process through their office instead.
I see. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Perfect.
In theory, I mean, they're working on it.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is good for the standpoint of like that side of things, right? By, you know, once we get our agreement taken care of, you guys are already 3 steps ahead of the game, right? So to speak, in a sense.
Yeah, the agreement's a condition of them putting it out for bid, but I'm hopeful that they, while the agreement's in process, I'm hopeful that they'll keep the process moving. Same thing, they don't have to accept the bids. They can always reject them if something happens.
Right.
Do you know what they're stuck on as far as that agreement?
That,
Like the reason it hasn't been signed yet or agreed upon by both parties?
no, this is the same agreement that's going
Yeah.
between legal counsel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't know what they're stuck on, like, or who's stuck on what or what's going.
I believe it had something to do with that guarantee talking
Yeah,
to
the
bond
fund,
counsel.
and that was like supposed to
We
all
already
be
agreed
worked
to
out.
put it into a fund, correct, in case this was ever disbanded and.
Yes, yep, and the township was going to be a party to that agreement to guarantee that maintenance cost in the future.
I guess what I'm asking is, are we having disagreements on the road commission's end or on Phil's end?
Neither. I think it's
Neither.
not. I think it just hasn't been done yet.
Oh, so
You
the
know what I'm
general
saying?
terms have been accepted, it just hasn't been drawn out.
It hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered.
Right.
What we're
Right.
talking about now is a change in process. We were going to bid it ourselves as our own entity. The road commission has now determined that they want to bid that as their own project. So it's just a shift.
Okay.
Yes. Right. Okay. Cool. You got anything else to add, Mark, for us?
Not at this time, sir.
That's all right. Perfect. Thank you for coming as always. We appreciate you. All right. Let's move on to letter C, the Linda Flick Memorial, the follow-up. I put example material outside, and I'll kind of let Al talk about that here because he's on that.
Yeah, if you go outside to the front of the building, walk over to the sheriff's, there's a concrete pad there. The vendor left some samples that can be looked at. You know, the material, it's made out of concrete and so on. And he can do just about any design in terms of what we want to do, whether it's benches, whatever. But, yeah, just take a look at it and see what you think. I think the quality myself is pretty good, and it's affordable, and it, you know, just depends what we want to design.
Are they all in the same price category?
No, each thing is a little different. Like a bench can run you anywhere from $700 to like $2,500. If you were to do that in granite, it'd probably cost you 2.5 times that. You know what I mean? So, like the little Michigan thing that he carved out, there's actually Michigan, those sell for like $350. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
it's pretty reasonable in terms of what he does. I mean, you can get into thousands of dollars as well. It just depends on how big he's going to do something. Like the veterans one, we're going to get pretty big, but just take a look, see what you think of them, and we can come up with a design and what you want on it. And
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to give everybody a little homework. If you don't have to do it today, but if we could go as, not as a group, but at some point individually, whether you go outside after the meeting today or stop by Monday, Tuesday, whatever, take a notepad, write down a few ideas that you like personally, and then Al and I talked on Monday, and we're going to bring in the guy next meeting, correct? So if we all have our ideas ready to rock and roll, we can sit there and talk as a group with the owner sitting in front of us. We can get his opinions. He can spit out pricing to us, so on with that.
Said how many you had out there? 4 or so?
I think we got like 3 samples out there right now.
Perfect. Yeah, and pretty much everything's, I don't want to say everything's possible, but everything's possible with those, right? Yeah, so if you like something and you think, adding a little something to it will do good. Note that, bring it to the meeting next week, and then next month, sorry, and we can talk to the owner and kind of get that
Same way with colors and all that other stuff. He's got, yeah.
Yep, cool. So I'm going to mark right now in my notes here just to add him to the agenda. What is David, or is it David something?
His name's Tom Anderson.
Tom Anderson. I don't know where I'm getting David.
That's close.
Close enough. Sorry about that. All right, Tom Anderson coming to the June meeting. And then, like I said, just stop by there at some point in the next couple weeks and take a few notes on it yourselves, and we'll come back to that next week, or sorry, I keep saying next week, next month. All right, last but not least, letter D, the firework display follow-up. Jason, I know last meeting we talked about this a little bit, and you were doing a little more digging, so I'll let you tell us what you found out.
Basically, it came down to we don't have a site. So everywhere within the DDA, we need about 400 feet of clearance, and that's including the road. So if it hits the road, that will not work. And me and Al looked it over. There's not really a site within the DDA that we could do. So it's definitely not probably. It's going to be a no-go.
No-go. Which is fine. I mean, it was an idea. You tried it, yeah. You gave it
Just
a shot.
discussed actually maybe trying a drone show. So I'll start researching that too.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's a little something different where
Yeah.
you don't need clearance for it, or
Yeah. Just something for, because we were talking about doing like an ice cream social event, just something of entertainment value, counting on how much it costs, but we'll look into that.
okay, yeah, cool. I'll mark that, and then I'll bring that to the agenda next meeting.
Okay.
You
I'll
look
have
into-
I'll have the information on it by the next meeting too.
Yeah, perfect. Drone show info. Awesome. Alrighty. Anything else in the old business that we kind of missed over that you guys can think of off the top of your heads here? Perfect.
Oh, I'm just sorry. I was just going to say the Boo Bash. So I'm going to start reaching out to Rachel. I'll have it on the agenda for next time. But I did look. It's still the Michigan State game again.
Oh, is it really? Gosh.
And every year.
Can we?
Can we call them?
Yeah, right.
That's the 25th. So the next day, like the 31st, I think is on a Friday. So you can't do it on the first. I mean,
Yeah, it's a little.
you can't do it afterwards. So I think we have to stick, and then anything else would be kind of early. So
Yeah. Yeah, even if you did, so the 25th, you said, so before that would be the 18th, give or take. That's a little early. I agree. As long as the game isn't at noon, that's when, and I'm not saying for my own personal reasons or for your guys' personal reason, just for people showing up reasons. Like if it's at 3:30, I think we get away with it.
No,
and
it's
it's
fine by then, yeah.
But if it's at noon, maybe we do look into doing it the 18th or something.
problem is they don't put out.
They don't tell you the schedule until like a week or
Depends how
two
good they are.
It could be a week before.
Depends
that
how good
tell
they are
you.
this year.
Yeah, I forget about that. Okay. I'll add the Boo Bash to the
Yeah, add it
next
for next
agenda. Perfect. All righty. Nothing there. On to the financial update. Phil, I'll kind of let you take over with that.
All right, sure. Let's start again with the easiest ones. April, we always start with last month. April, we had invoice approvals of $2,063.37, and the ones approved today were down to $590.67. But the point is these really vary by month, as we know. Like in September, October will be monsters, and so it's just the variability of the seasons, obviously.
Right.
So that was that point. On to the good news, the revenue and expenditure list in the DDA Fund 248. As of the last meeting, the end fund balance was $215,261.99. That number now is $565,198.25 in May. What that means is that we did, unless somebody's got real deep pockets and likes us, that means we did get the incremental financing in as
Oh,
we were
perfect.
supposed to this, so that came.
Perfect.
What, $250,000 roughly?
Yeah, because would you say four?
Yeah, it goes anywhere from like 250 to 325 in that range usually. So it's a function of year by year. Then we got our capital plan, Fund 494. Little bit difference there. Affected last month. It was 1,358,274 in change, and now that's gone up just about from 1,358,000 to 1,361,000 in 627 as of May. So that's right where it should be also. So really, that's about it.
Perfect. Thank you for the update. We appreciate it. All right. As always, brainstorm new ideas for the new business. I have one thing to add. It's not necessarily a new idea, but I just work right there. The park, I don't know if it's because it's so wet that we haven't mowed it yet. I'm assuming we're on it. It's getting a little tall. Yeah, I figured we were on it. I just wanted to make sure we were good there. Does anybody else have any brainstorm new ideas up here? Anything? I like the drone idea. If we can't do the firework, let's see if we can try something else.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work out.
A lot more feasible, but just on the cost, we'll see what that costs.
Yeah, perfect. And then, like we said, we got enough going on with the light and all that right now that any new ideas, if you have them, let us know, but might need to save them for a later date. Awesome. So if we don't have anything there, comments from the public, come on up. You got your 2 minutes as always.
Gail from Downtown Temperance. Check your minutes. The spelling of Dunkin' Donuts is not Dunking Donuts, it's Dunkin'.
Oh, okay. Where at, Gail? Where do you see that? Oh, sorry, you walked away. Where do you Just because if I do it, I'm going to miss over it again because that's how I do
Well, I looked online, so it might be a different spot, but it's Al made the comment. He brought up the results of the zoning, so it was under Al's comments, I believe, is where I saw it. Unless it got online wrong.
I'll find it. I
Okay, because
appreciate it,
it's under where Al mentioned the fact, so it would have been under what your comments from the board area, so it's the very end of your minutes. And it's really sad that went down, not that I agree or disagree, but it kind of shows, all we've heard is people complaining that we're not business friendly. You get a very unique and distinct business, which the college kids like, and then they got shut down. So I'm hoping they come back with a redo on their plan that would allow them to come in and offer something, because from what I hear, Tim Hortons parking, their wait line is out onto the streets. So as far as any new business, you guys need to address that. They should not have their wait line on the streets. They need to pull it into that plaza. So it goes to show you how many people really want a cup of coffee as a drive-through. So that would have been an asset to your area. Thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, comments from the board? Anything there? Good. All right, I'll make the motion to adjourn the meeting for May 8th. If I can get a second on that.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. So moved. See you guys all June 12th at 2 p.m., same time, same place as always.